Book lovers, welcome back to my channel, R&R the Serial Reader. I'm your girl Ronnie, and I'm so excited to have you back for another bookish adventure. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and join the R&R fam. Because if you love romance, big books, and all the things swoon-worthy, then you're in the right place. Okay, so today I'm challenging myself in the most exciting way possible. I'm getting my big books fix. Pause. Yep, you heard me right. I'm talking about romance novels that are over 350 pages. Those heavy hitters that keep you turning pages for days. If it's not big, I don't want it.
That's what she said.
I've got a whole TBR full of these giant reads, and I want you to be there with me while I go on this journey to tackle these beastly books. Listen, I know this challenge is huge, and I'm asking myself, will I be able to finish all of them? How many of these big, juicy novels do you think I'll get through? I don't know, but let's get into it. The first book on the docket comes in at 365 pages, and that is currently Untitled by Tia Love. Book 3 in the I Can Have It All series. Book 3 is all about Natalia and Tim. Natalia is the personal assistant to the most influential Black tech mogul, Brandon Sims, that 8-figure ninja. Natalie finds herself drawn to Tim. Tim is the brazen young brother of Brandon, who is the force behind the security. Tim exudes sexy. He's confident and dangerous, wrapped in charisma. Tim loves women. He indulges in them anytime he can. Basically, he's an F-boy. We are introduced to Natalia and Tim in book 2. And there is this unspoken tension between the two that doesn't go unnoticed. I, for one, want to know what that is all about. Something definitely went down between these two on a business trip to New York. And I just have to find out what that is. I can only imagine. Because of how these two characters were in book 2, I'm getting a sense that book 3 is going to be about opposites attract, enemies to lovers, and possibly forbidden love. I just wrapped up book 2, and I can't wait to get into book 3. The next book comes in at 382 pages, and that is a romantic entanglement series by Sharice C. Carr. This is a re-release of Sharice's 3-book series made into one. In this series, we get to discover cousins Candy and Autumn, who are thicker than thieves. Candy is the hopeless romantic, while Autumn is not trying to settle down. They meet brothers Knowledge and Kane at his welcome home party. Instantly, the four are attracted to one another. But there are secrets in the mix. And so this book will most likely have a whirlwind romance filled with passion and drama. All right, so this next book comes in at 422 pages, and that is To the Moon, Book 1 of the 8th Wonder series by Evelyn Latrice. In this book, we're getting Black Girl Magic with Luna Mooney and Black Boy Joy with Javin Cooper. Between the two, we get childhood friends to lovers romance. And reading the synopsis, it sounds like we're going to get a coming-of-age tale that's centered around poverty and Black love. I've heard nothing but good things about this book. I don't think this book will be an easy read, being that the characters have to deal with life issues such as loss and poverty. I definitely feel like this book is going to have me on an emotional roller coaster ride. But I'm here for it. The next book, I don't have a physical copy of it, so I will pop it on the screen. But it comes in at 432 pages. And that is Amour, an Illicit Love Affair by Dak. Now, I've had the pleasure of recently reading my first book by Dak titled Finessed by the Connect. And Dak definitely writes about diverse characters who go through these unbelievable circumstances. So for this one, I do not doubt that this book will be any different. This book has a mix of characters with Unique Yaya being the FMC and Amour the MMC. Both hail from Guinea, a West African country. The African traditions and their Islamic faith are set against the backdrop of this story. There is an arranged marriage that is a part of this storyline, along with grief and loss. Listen, I don't really know too much about this one. Dak didn't give a whole lot in the synopsis. It was the cover that called to me initially. And after reading Finesse by the Connect, I wanted to jump into another one of her reads ASAP. If Dak is consistent with her writing, I know this one is going to be filled with drama and an undeniable connection between these two characters. Maybe someone will throw down, because Lord knows the FMC and supporting characters in Finesse by the Connect, they could throw hands. I really can't wait to talk to you guys about that book in my wrap up. Anyway, I digress. I am looking forward to getting into this one. This next big one is coming in at 500 pages, and it is A Worthy Love by A.E. Valdez, book 4 in the Fall and Rise series. I am definitely a fan of A.E. Valdez's work. She not only gives you depth with her characters, but she also gives you that perfect balance of spice. Not too over the top and not too little. It's just right. So Marissa is the FMC in this book, and she finds out in the worst possible way, and that is publicly, that the man she's dating is married. This throws Marissa off her kilter, leading her to ask Asher, the MMC, for a one-night stand. However, as we all know, a one-night stand never truly ends up being one night with these characters. The flip side of this is that it becomes complicated when Asher eventually shows up in Marissa's city. And so the games begin as Asher turns the table, making Marissa an offer she can't refuse. I am definitely ready to get into the final installment of this series. The ladies have said this is the best one yet, so I'm pumped to get into it. Pause. Heartbeat, you make me feel so beat. Heartbeat, y'all remember that song? Make me feel so beat. That's the clue to the next big juicy book. Heartbeat, make me feel so beat. Heartbeat, Anyway, this next book comes in at 530 pages, and it is Heartbeat, a courageous love novel by Terrace M. Clark. Book 1 in the 6-book Courageous Love series. One of the things that made me want to get into this book is that it is a romantic suspense. And you know, I got this rec from my girls, Sip Then Read. So if they said it was a good read, I was definitely going to check it out. Now, here's the thing. I did start this book back in 2024, but I had to put it on pause. I picked it up. I started reading. I was in the mood to read it. And then after I started reading a few pages, the mood was gone. So I just put it away. I knew that at some point I was going to pick it back up. That's why I put it on a pause. I can tell you so far from what I read that Maya, the FMC, and Mike, the MMC, will begin with this contentious relationship, giving off that enemies to lovers vibe. Maya is on the run and she's trying to stay alive and land in a new town with a new identity. Mike is the local detective. He gives off that grumpy sunshine vibe. He returns to his hometown after vowing to never return. Mike's focus is on protecting the peace, and Maya's focus is on staying under the radar until these two have a run in and it leaves them wanting more. I mean, like I said, I started the book and I put it on pause, but I did find out that this book was a slow burn or is a slow burn, which could have also been the reason why I put it down. Slow burns are hard for me, but now that I know, I can check my mindset and hopefully my mood does not change as I'm trying to get into it. But I'm still looking forward to getting into this thickums. This next book, I also don't have the physical copy, so I'll pop it on the screen, but it comes in at 533 pages. And that book is The Marriage Favor by Siobhan Latrice, book 1 in the Crenshaw King series. In this book, we are getting a marriage of convenience that's anything but convenient. LaSaura Compton, the FMC, is a recently divorced mother of 6 boys. Wow. She's struggling to make ends meet when she encounters Prime, a successful businessman. Despite Prime's ongoing relationship with his child's mother, Nori, Prime becomes captivated by LaSaura and offers her a marriage of convenience in order to help her improve her circumstances. You already know this is going to be messy. And messy is what we love, okay? All right, the next book. This one is really a doozer. This one is coming in at 741 pages. Ay, ay, ay. And that is All In by Z. Renee. Do you guys remember me showing you this book in my first book haul upload? And I was complaining because when I picked up the book, I started to have a panic attack, realizing how thick this book is. Oh my goodness. And the anxiety has not gone away. Okay? This is a Black love sports romance novel. We have Kavion Lewis, who is a successful NFL player, and he's in a relationship with Harley Rivers, a talented nail artist. Although they have genuine love for one another, their relationship are going to face some challenges. One being that Kavion is still connected to the streets and Harley is still dealing with her own personal struggles in regards to loss, and she also has a severe mental health disability. I read some of the reviews on this book and I don't know. I think that my emotions are going to be all over the place with this one. I mean, that bring out the tissue type of emotion. So be prepared if you decide that you want to pick up this book like me and read it as well. This next book is coming in at 760 pages, also by A.E. Valdez, but I don't have a physical copy of the book, so I will pop it on the screen for you. And that is Unexpected Inevitability by A.E. Valdez, book 3 of the Three Kings Billionaire series. Book 3 is about the youngest king brother, North. Listen, it's about time. We've been waiting for a hot minute to get a story about North. We are so used to North taking the backseat to his family dynamic, going off on his own and doing his own thing. North is content with his routine life, but His world shifts when Aspen Frost comes into his world. We get a glimpse of North and Aspen in book 2, where they start to form this friendship. You can tell that there's this possibility for more, but Aspen is the wild card in this situation. She presents herself as the wild friend who lays it out there, not caring what others really have to say. However, I suspect that North sees past it all. These two form a deep connection that evolves with that late night conversations. Sounds like a match made in heaven, right? Wrong. Because there are going to be some unforeseen challenges that arrive, and we get to read how North and Aspen navigate through these possible complications that's going to hinder their deep bond. The next book is coming in at 763 pages, and that is Gold by Sarah Feeney. Sarah Feeney is a new to me author, and I discovered this book following someone on my Goodreads app, my friends or whoever I follow. They posted this, and immediately I was like, what is that? I need to get it. However, I needed to get it. I ordered it, and when it showed up, I quickly put this bad boy on my shelf because look, it's thick, it's big, it's a thickums. Like, girl, why are you so big? Can you lose some weight? Please. Anyway, Gold is a coming of age novel that follows a young woman by the name of Gul Badu. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. It's spelled Badeaux. And she's living this glamorous life. By day, she indulges in luxury shopping at designer showrooms, and by night, she frequents the city's most exclusive venues. Like, you in New York, there's no other way to live. But everything isn't always glitz and glam, because Gul has a past in Newark that continuously influence her present. This book really sounds like it's going to be high drama with a rags to riches and high society drama at the realm of it all. This is going to be the last big thickums, and this one is huge, and it's coming in at 840 pages. What am I doing to myself? This book is Needful Noah, the Collector's Edition by Takira Allen. This story follows a transformative journey of Noor Eubanks. She is a woman who's determined to escape her troubled path. She wants to create this new life filled with love, success, and personal fulfillment. She begins her journey hitchhiking across the country and seizes a job opportunity. I've heard the ladies talk about this one, and it seems like Noor may not be the most likable character, and it's probably going to cause a lot of us to be angry like many other people were. But if I take a gamble, I will bet that this story holds so much that we will just be so transfixed. Takira notes that Noor is a flawed character, but she undergoes a journey of self-discovery, and I'm here for it. I want to see how she reinvents herself. Okay, people, these are the big books I am tackling for the next little while. Which one of these big thickums I should start with first? How many do you think I'm actually going to get through? Let me know your predictions in the comments. I'm super curious to hear what you think. Now, I know this is going to be a major challenge, but I am all in. These books are packed with everything we love in a romance: passion, tension, and so much drama. I'm ready for the ride. Pause, and I hope you are too. That's it for today's TBR, y'all. I can't wait to dive into these big books and share my thoughts with you as I go along. I'm going to do a vlog on this challenge, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss my updates, reviews, and all the romance goodness that's coming your way. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and share it with other fellow romance lovers. Until next time, happy reading, and remember, it's always for the love of books. Bye, guys. The next big book is Mr. Big Stuff. Who do you think you are, Mr. Big Stuff? The African... I read some of the reviews on this book. I know. Some of y'all don't do that, but I do, okay? Inevitability. Boom, 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 bam.